Welcome to Tomorrow's Sports Page Today's Picks podcast. Tomorrow's Sports Page Today is a simulated sports gaming environment provided for the players by the players. Now, here's Tommy with today's picks. And remember, if you think you can pick the games better, prove it by visiting us on the website and signing up to be the next podcast guest.
Thanks for tuning in, folks. This is being recorded on Friday, August the 23rd. And on the line today, we have Shad Fuller, who's going to give us his 2013 NFL preview. What we're going to do is take a look at each division. We're going to refresh our minds on how each team did last year. And we're going to pick who's going to come in first, second, third, or fourth. And more importantly, we're going to look at the current odds on the over-under season win totals. And Shad's going to give us opinion on the over-unders. And then as we go along, it just kind of reveals a few things about the league and the game. And stick around. I think you guys may enjoy this. Thanks for tuning in. Talking about the NFL this season, and we're going to get started in the AFC conference. Are you ready?
I am ready. Are you ready?
I am. So what we're going to do is we're going to go division by division, and we're going to ask you, Shad, to pick who you think will come in first, second, third, and fourth. And then more importantly, for the gambling folk out there, we're going to take a look at the over-under on season win totals and the current odds posted on those things that we got from sportsbook.com. And
no problem.
You ready to roll? Okay. In the AFC East, which is comprised of New England, Miami, the New York Jets, and Buffalo, last year the Patriots were 12-4. Miami finished second, 7-9, and the Jets and Buffalo were each 6-10. Actually, I didn't realize the Jets were that good last year.
Oh, well, I'm not going to be that good this year.
I think you're correct about that. So
you can just put the Jets in for last place.
For fifth place out of the four teams?
Rex Ryan is fired by week 7, and you're going to see the beginning of the Geno Smith era in New York.
Geno Smith. I actually hope that happens. You're exactly right, man. So
and what's going to happen is the Raiders are going to trade for Mark Sanchez, a first-round draft pick, and they're going to pay him $6 million more a year than what he's worth to compete against Terrell Pryor.
So you've already worked in your Raider, your love of the Raiders. Nice.
My beloved Raiders.
Okay.
Winning yet again.
So yeah, maybe instead of going from top to bottom, let's go from bottom to top. So you think the Jets are going to finish last in the AFC East? I take it, correct?
Yeah, I do. I think it's pretty much like New England's going to win this division hands down, right? I mean, there's no way.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Unless Brady gets hurt, there's no way New England does not win this division.
Right. And a lot of people are talking about Miami being good, and they might finish second. Is that what you're kind of thinking?
Yeah, I think it's going to be New England, Miami, Buffalo, and the Jets.
Yep. I think most people would agree with that. Now, more interestingly, let's take a look at the win total. So Vegas says New England is over under 11.5. And what do you think there? Think they're going to win their normal 12 games?
No. I think they did 10 this year.
10, okay.
I like the under in that. Yeah, I like the under in that.
All right, and the under is a slight favorite, meaning, you know how the prices work, right, Shad? So,
yeah.
You'd have to risk 120 to win 100 on the under, and if you take over 11.5, it's 100 to get 100. But okay, you like the under? All right, I think I'm kind of in.
I do like the under, but it's so hard because there's 6 wins right there, and just in that division, you know.
They might lose one. Like they do struggle down in Miami a lot.
They do. Miami plays them always very tough.
Yeah, so they might split with Miami and then just mop up the other teams. Although the Jets do give them a hard time every once in a while, but not this year, right?
I know, but Belichick hates the Jets so much he unleashes everything on them. And
all right,
we'll probably start Tebow as quarterback just to piss him off. You know?
Yeah, we can beat you with Tebow.
Yeah,
I like that. Yeah, we'll give Brady the week off since we don't have a quality opponent. All right. So the Dolphins over-under is 7.5, and the over is a slight favorite there.
Yeah, it is. I got a little stat for you here. You know there's only 10 teams predicted to win more than 8.5 games this year?
10 teams. 10. Is that right? So
yeah. One left in the third of the league expected to finish over 500. Kind of a crappy number, actually.
Yeah, I wonder how that compares to previous years. How many are... Say that again.
By my calculation, there's 10 teams predicted to have more than 8.5 wins.
10. More than 8.5. Well, that's about right, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, well, because look at the AFC East. The Patriots only won. They're 11.5.
Uh-huh.
Miami 7.5 and 6.5 and 6.5.
And 9.5. Okay, all right, okay. Good stat. I'm with you.
I mean, there's a lot of 8.5 teams on there, but there's only 10 that predicted to have more than 8.5.
Right. Interesting. Okay.
I just can't wait for the Jets meltdown this year. It's going to be great.
And you're saying Rex is fired by week 7. That might be a generous timeline. I can see that in week 4. I don't know how that guy still has a job right now. He's got to have something on somebody. You know what I mean?
Yeah. He's probably got foot pictures of the owner's wife or something. I don't know.
All right, let's move. Let's get moving. Miami 7.5. What do you think? Over under? They say Tannehill looks good.
Yeah, Tannehill does look good. I don't know about their defense. The defense looks pretty weak. I would say...
These are hard, by the way. I was staring at these all day, and it seems like, for me, there's a lot more teams where I would go under than over. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm going to go under the 7.5.
Under 7.5. And so that's what I was doing earlier, Shad. I was just taking a look at them, and I found myself choosing the under on, like, all of them. And then I was thinking, well, it's just not mathematically possible. You know what I mean?
I know.
Because if teams are losing, someone's beating them, and so anyway. All right, so under for the win total on the Patriots, under for the Dolphins, the Jets. Do I even have to ask?
Oh, that's a way under.
Under 6.5, and the Bills 6.5. Maybe they go over.
No, that one's been over.
That one's going over.
That one.
Well, that's interesting. So if the Bills go over, that means they win 7, and if the Dolphins go under, that means they win 7. So it'll get interesting.
I contradicted myself already, didn't I?
Not really. I mean, they can tie. I mean, it's tough to do. You're gonna have to. I'm not criticizing you. I'm just, Buffalo over. They do have C.J. Spiller. Who's their quarterback? The Bills. Do you know?
No, dude, it varies every year. I don't know.
Is it still that Harvard guy or whatever? The Fitzpatrick. That guy's just not. He's just not good. He's not good at football.
Fitzpatrick, but yeah, no, I don't. Ryan Fitzpatrick. I don't know who the Bills quarterback is, honestly.
Okay, no one really cares anyway. All right. The AFC North is comprised of Baltimore, Cincy, Pittsburgh, Cleveland. Last year, Baltimore and Cincy were each 10-6. I didn't realize Cincinnati won 10 last year. Pittsburgh was 8-8, and Cleveland was 5-11. Who do you like to win that division? Is it Cincy? Who?
Yep.
Cincy? All right.
Yep, Cincinnati.
I like it, buddy. I like it. A.J. Green, they got an underrated Dalton, and I think that they got a good rookie running back who might be pretty good. Do you know anything about him?
I do not know anything about the rookie running back coming into the league. But I do know they had the 6th-ranked defense in the league last year, so that's going to help them also.
Is that right?
Yeah.
6th-ranked.
And Dalton's completion percentage, he did like 2 years, and since the first year and the second year, his completion percentage, I think, went from like 53% to roughly around 65% or so.
65 last year? Jeez. Really?
Or in the 60s, yeah.
Wow.
It might not be 65, but Cincy is kind of like one of my dark horses this year. Like, they're going to make some noise, I think.
All right, I like it. And so, what, Baltimore second in that division, or Pittsburgh?
See, that's where it gets tricky, is Baltimore lost so many key people, but I'm going to go with Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh, Big Ben bounces back a little bit. Okay. And then...
Yeah, I think Baltimore is going to have the Super Bowl hangover. Joe Flacco just got paid,
Oh, yeah. The Super Bowl hangover is almost becoming predictable now. You know what I mean? It's more of a big deal if you don't have a Super Bowl hangover. Okay, but I assume you'll take Baltimore to finish 3rd and Cleveland 4th. Is that correct?
That is correct.